Hey, Doris. Oh,
Yeah.
you want me to? I could send you those questions that you want if you want.
No, that's okay.
Okay. I just
I'm
thought of that.
fine. I'm
Okay.
fine.
Okay. I just thought
Okay.
of that.
So,
I just thought of that.
yeah, I'm fine. Okay. Let's see. There you go.
Right.
How are you, Tim?
I'm great, Doris. Doing
How are
very
you?
good. Good.
Good. It's
Good.
good to see you.
Good to
It's
see you
really
too.
good to see you. Well, I told you I left a
Hey,
question.
Doris.
So
Oh,
yeah.
you want me to? I could send you those questions that you wanted.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Wait a
I
minute. We
just
got
thought of
the
that.
delay. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Wait a minute.
Okay. I just thought
Okay.
of that. I
Okay.
just thought of that.
Wait a minute, Tim.
All right.
How did we get the delay?
Yeah, there you go.
Okay. Now can you
Okay.
hear me?
Right.
Are
Yeah, I
we
hear you.
okay now?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, like I said, I left the questions, but we're just gonna talk, right?
Right. Great.
Okay,
Yeah, we
we're
can
gonna
do that. Yeah.
talk. But
That's good.
first of all, it's good to meet you.
Thank you,
It's
Doris.
really
Thank
good
you.
to meet you. And
Thank
I was surprised when I did the postings, so many people knew you. And they
you.
were just saying what a great person you are, what a good drummer. So I am anxious to know all about Tim Hutson tonight.
Thank,
Okay?
yeah.
Okay.
Mhm.
So let's start off with, did you ever perform with that drum set you made from ice cream buckets?
No, I didn't. I never did. I
Did you
never did.
ever did you
No,
ever
I
perform with
sit
that?
outside and play on them. Sit outside and play on them. That's all. I never performed them. No, never performed.
So when did you get your first drum set?
I think about the age of, I would say 11, 12, 11, about
Okay.
11, 12. Yeah. And
Okay.
actually, I took them. I fixed them up. I wanted them different colors. I took the covers off and started making it what I wanted. But that's. But about say about 11 to 12, I started. I got my first drum set.
Okay. And you were actually playing in junior high, high school?
I played in elementary school band first too.
Oh
You
no.
know,
Really?
yeah, yeah. Elementary. And our friends, it's funny when I was in school, uh, it would be songs they want me to play, and I'll be playing them on the tables and playing the beats on the tables. Just having fun with them. They thought
Lunch tables in school?
unstable in school. They was like, play this beat, play that beat. This. So I would just do it for them. You know.
Okay, okay. And so then you kept right on going through elementary, junior high, and high, and then the day after you graduated, you were on the road. Was it with Harold Melvin?
Right, but I never I forgot to tell you something else too. My
Oh,
brother's a drummer, like we spoke earlier, and
uh-huh.
actually the first gig I did was a Mummers Parade.
Okay.
That was the first actually gig. I was in fifth grade actually. And my brother he paid me and said, "Look, work hard. You can get better than this if you want." And that's
Okay,
what I
so
did.
your brother was the drummer.
Yeah,
He's the
my brother's a drummer, so
okay.
his youngest brother. I'm playing drums like my brother. You know.
Okay, well that was good because was was your brother influential in getting you to play the drums? I mean, is that
Very,
what
very, because
that instrument?
I mean, he was hard on me, but did what he did what he had to do to push me to become a good drummer. He gave me the basics, the foundation. We spent hours up watching videos, talking about music. He used to take me in the clubs, see great drummers, uh, Butch Ballard, Mickey Roker, jazz greats. Um, I used to go to his gigs with him and watch him play. I was really just setting up drums, being a roadie, you know, at
Okay.
first, but he took a lot of time out with me, a lot of time.
Give us your brother's name.
Leon Jordan, Leon Jordan.
Leon Jordan. And
Yes,
Leon still playing?
he's still playing now. He does a lot of teaching now, but he's still playing. He has his own band. His own band. They do things too, but like he's busy too. He's busy. He's
And
busy.
Leon is here in Philadelphia?
No, actually, he's from Philadelphia, but he lives outside of Philly now.
Okay, okay. So then when you graduated, tell us after you graduated, just take over the conversation. Tell us what you did.
I graduated out of high school, and trumpet player named Henry McMillian. Has the band UGO. UGO.
Oh, yeah, Henry, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. You know, and let's go back a little more before that. Remember, I spoke to you. I said I played with the Delphonics. I was in high school. I was in high school. Yep, I
Okay.
was like 15, 16, 17 playing with them. So, you know, I did that little gigs with them, you know, for I guess like a couple years.
Yeah.
And
Uh-huh.
I did that. And then after, like you said, after high school, day after high school, I went to Japan with Harold Melvin. So this story is a good one because I think, you know, I didn't really understand how this could go. You know, I was just 18. I'm like, well, I'm going to Japan tomorrow, you know, and I'm like, okay, let me just do, you know, learn the music and do what I had to do. So Henry called me up, and I was talking to my mom, and she said, well, let's go get your passport. We
All
went,
right.
got an emergency passport, and that was it after that.
Isn't that great?
And I played with Harold for about 6 or 7 months. And then
Okay.
I went to another gig after that. You know, I don't even. I'm trying to think who that. I don't even know. I don't Doris. I don't even know who I
But
went to.
you know, your bio is full of so many influential people that you played for. You know,
Mm-hmm.
and I just said, oh wow, wow, wow. I was just looking at it, said,
Right.
oh, okay, okay. So let's talk about some of those people that you played for.
Um.
Okay.
Okay. Uh. As far
They
as like
rap and
I'll
top
put
the
you like
people.
this. There's
Okay.
people in Philly that inspired me too, as far as helping me out with music. Just besides my brother, like there was a guy named Foster Child, who
Okay.
actually in his band you had to know how to play every style of music. You know, from reggae, jazz, funk, Latin, calypso, whatever it was, you had to learn, and that's where I learned a lot of that stuff at.
Right.
Steve Green was a big influence on me as far as musician too, because he taught me how to play funk. You know, how he used to
Okay.
holler at the
All right,
stage, and I
Steve. Okay.
yeah yeah, Steve used to holler at me on stage, and I'm like, man, I hate this guy, get on my nerves. But he taught it taught me a lot, you know, because I think as a young musician, you study one, maybe not saying all musicians, but you concentrate on one style of music, you know, instead of being well rounded, you
Mm-hmm.
know. So that's one thing that taught me from learning how to play jazz. Then I learned how to play funk. You know, I learned how to play all kinds of music. You
Okay.
know, so
Okay.
but as you and to your other question about going with all the groups that I play with, I play with Regina Bell. Hold on, let me just check. I
Okay.
play with Regina Bell. I play with Ronnie Laws. I played with the Stylistics. I played with actually I played with Nina Simone's daughter.
All right. Okay.
Yeah, I played with her. I played with mm, Jeff Majors, who's a harpist,
Yes.
right? I played with Billy Paul.
Yes.
I played with let me see, wow, CC Peniston. Uh, like we talked, I did Lou Rawls's records.
New
Played with
Raw.
Dexter Wansell, who's from
Mesa.
Philly.
Is it Mesa?
Currently, I'm playing with Mesa and Gerald Veasley at this, you know, at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
And I've been with Mesa for 12 years. I think it's 12 years, 12 years almost. And Gerald Veasley, I've been with him about 3 going on 4 years.
Okay. Okay. So you you toured with many people also, not just played,
Yes,
you toured.
yes.
Okay. Well, how did you know, you had such a rugged schedule like before the pandemic, okay? What was your schedule like?
Whew.
Tell me. Yeah.
Doris, I didn't know if I was walking or if I was coming and going because I played at South, the jazz club with Gerald Veasley.
Thursdays.
Right, every Thursday we were there, you know, and every week was a different artist. So I got to learn songs every week in between doing other gigs. Like I was playing at Warm Daddy's on Tuesday, Relish on Wednesday, uh, South on Thursday. Friday I might have went out of town or had a gig somewhere around here. Sunday I was playing with Stacy McGee, Azell Dixon, and Johnny Croon. We had a little open mic we were doing. Mondays we had an open mic, so I was all over the place, you know. And sometimes I would have to, like, weekends I would go away, you know,
Yeah.
or do it. I play in all kinds of bands, wedding bands, all kinds of bands, you know. So
And
it
how did that work out when you had to rehearse with all those people during the week? How,
well,
how did you work that out?
well, I'll be honest with you. Rehearsal, we really didn't rehearse. We really,
Okay.
but you know what? I'll be honest with you, Darce. The thing, and I tell every musician this: do your homework.
Okay.
Do your homework. I mean, we would run over it, but it's not like we sitting here. Okay, we got a 4 or 5 hour rehearsal. Nah, it doesn't. It's not work like that. Because Gerald's thing was, especially with Gerald's gig, it was unscripted. So anything could happen. But you had to know, at least have an idea. Like, I read music too,
Right.
so they send you the charts. You get them Sunday, Monday. By Thursday, when you hit that stage, you better know it.
Better
You know,
know.
that's
So
yeah. So
you had like practice time on your own,
mhm,
and
yeah.
then
So
rehearsal, and you know the material. You just work with the band,
right,
right?
right. Mhm.
Okay.
So I mean that we it was a quick rehearsal. It was like maybe an hour and a half, 2 hours. You know, if that. You know, sometimes we didn't really get a chance to rehearse. It was just, okay, guys, hope you know your part. You know,
Yeah.
and that's what it boils down to. And as like it was 2 shows a night, sometimes it'd be one night, 2 nights. But as we did, it got easier and easier. You know,
Yeah. That
so
makes
that's what
sense.
happened.
That makes sense.
Right.
So now, since unfortunately, since we're going through the pandemic, um, how's your schedule now?
It's actually still a little busy. Still a little busy. I mean, I have a studio at home, so now I'm able to do live drums for people who want me to do it. Working on, like I did a record, a single out now,
Mhm.
but it's not as busy, but I'm still busy to a certain point.
Are
I
you using this time constructively?
very, very, like I said, I'm working on. I finished the record actually. I did that. I went back to school. Uh,
Back in school. Okay.
yeah,
And what are you taking in school?
psychology,
Psychology.
psychology. Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
All
So
right.
went back to school. I did
Good.
that.
Yeah. Yes.
Took a lot of time for my, like I did other than music. I told people I just took this time to make the pandemic work for me, not work for it.
Yes.
So what I did was I said, okay, I went to school a couple years ago, but I didn't finish because I was working. I got bills to pay too.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I had to deal with that, and I took time off. And actually, the week that when we found out all the gigs was shutting down, I said, "Oop, let me go back to school. Let me use this time to do what I have to do."
Right.
You
Right.
know, so I mean, but I still, do studio sessions. I'll play for them, send them back over the internet, and do it like that. Or somebody may say, "Can you do a track for me?" I'll do it. Do it like that.
Okay. Okay. Well, and you play those like the digital drums and all that?
Yeah, I do all that. I play acoustic drums, percussion, um, and acoustic drums. I do play not as much. I don't play the electronic drums as much because my setup is with like it's pads that I have that has the sounds in them. So it's not a whole set of electronic drums, but it does have some electronic parts to it, and it depends on the kind of gig that I'm doing. Because if I'm doing a jazz gig, that's not going to work. You
Okay.
know, if I'm doing like I use it mainly like if I'm doing R&B gigs or stuff like that.
And Tim, what other instruments, or do you play any other instrument?
I play piano and drums.
Okay.
You know,
And you're a songwriter also, right?
yes, yes, yes.
So just a question about how do you begin the creative process of writing a song or putting a song together? What's your creative process?
Well, it depends on actually the mood I'm in.
The mood.
I could be walking around the house and come with an idea. I'll hum it on my phone, and when I get down to the studio, I'll try to
It
piece it
goes.
together. Right. But I don't have an exact way of create. I may hear a song and I say, well, you know what? I like that part. Let me flip it and do something different to it, but make it me. I may do that, or I may just be sitting around and something comes in my head and I just try it. You know,
Okay.
I'll do it like that. So it depends on how the mood I'm in and what's. I could be driving and hear something. You know,
Right.
I'll do that. I'll do that sometimes.
Yeah, I can understand that because well, I don't do it now, but
Right.
I used to do it, and I could be anywhere, and like something kind of come to my head or something,
Right.
and I'll run over and I hit a note, or
Okay.
at those times in those times we didn't have like the phones where we could
Right.
put, so hit a note or run to the cassette player or whatever it is and put it on, um, so I wouldn't forget, and then build on to that, you
Exactly.
know
Exactly. Yeah.
build
Because a
on
lot
to
of
that.
times, if I'm coming up with a song, I might just go to the piano and start playing around on it,
Yeah.
or I might just play the drum beat, play my drum pads. Okay, I
Mhm.
may
Mhm.
sit and come back to it later. Sometimes I can actually, most of the time, I can put it all together in about an hour or two, the basic format of what I want.
Well,
And
that's funny because I remember lots of times I would hear melodies in my head and I would put it down, play it on the piano a little bit or something. Before I knew anything, I was married to a drummer. So before
okay,
I knew anything, he was down that basement doing bang, bang, drums. And
right,
before I knew it, the song was almost done and he was
okay,
ready to take the band into the studio. I said,
okay,
boy, this is some fast stuff,
right, right,
But when it flows, it flows. It's been
right,
many times that the song wouldn't gel and I had to
right,
put it aside. But when it flows, it flows.
right. Some songs are like, I'm gonna be honest, "Live and Laugh" was like that.
Okay, let's
I think
talk
I
about
"Live and Laugh," the single that I put out. It
mhm.
it actually, I think I actually had the format. I had it all together, but the sax in like a day, maybe the next day. Yeah,
Okay.
it
Now,
actually most of the songs that I put together on this, I was able to do off the top of my head because I thought about
yeah,
it first before I
yeah,
even um put this whole project together. I had a couple songs that I did a while ago with a keyboard player named Will Brock, um, who's actually Marion Meadows MD, and we toured together with a lot of people too. Who's a great piano player, arranger, composer. He's definitely a good musician. I would send it to him and say, "What do you think about this?" He's like, "Oh, that's a hit. We'll work on it." So
yes, yes.
he would play the keyboard part, send it back. I'll play the drum part. We get our friends, play on a record, you know,
Yeah.
and do it like that. But Live and Laugh was all me. It wasn't nobody else but me and Carl Cox, the saxophone player, was on it.
Yeah, when I heard it and I said, oh, the sax player. I
Right,
said, I heard this sound somewhere before. And then I was looking at the video, and the video is on social media. I mean, the song's on social media.
right,
And it said Carl Cox. He did a
right.
great job, too.
Yeah, he's a talented guy.
He did
Actually,
a
right
great
now he has a single coming out himself. I think it's out. If it didn't come out yet, it's getting ready to come out. Actually, it
Okay.
is out because we talked about 2 or 3 days ago because he showed me where Live and Laugh was being played, a little bit on the radio, and then he said, "Look, my song's on here too." So we both have songs out together. But he actually is a Mesa saxophone player and plays with Smokey Robinson. Uh,
Right.
and I know he does the U.S. tours with Incognito. I know he does that too.
Mhm. Well, and as I said a little earlier, um, we were um, we were trying to include it in our playlist on Tuesday.
Right.
But emergency, let's live and laugh, but an emergency came up and we
Mm.
had to stop everything. Uh,
Okay.
but this Tuesday, I hope
Okay.
there won't be an emergency, so it'll be play, live and laugh on our radio station that's fully
Okay.
live
Thank you, Doris.
at 7 o'clock on Tuesday on the top
Okay.
program. Okay.
Thank
So you can have your friends, family, and
you. Right.
Facebook invited
Okay.
too. You can tune in to Philly Live Radio on Tuesdays, on
Right.
Tuesday, and you can hear Living
Okay.
Live.
Right.
That's a good
Okay.
song.
Thank
And
you.
it's also on social media
Right.
platforms.
Hmm.
Okay, that was
All
just
the digital platforms too. You know,
now. Is this your
Spotify.
first single?
Yes, yes, it's the first one that I put out, and I'm contemplating right now on if I'm going to put out singles or records, but I think I'm just going to do the singles, do
Hmm.
that more, and the next one I'm going to do is Tony's anniversary.
Anniversary, yeah.
Yeah,
That's
Tony's anniversary. It's a little different, you
mhm,
know. Um, I I was when I did that, I was like, what could I do different to this song?
yeah.
You know, and I didn't want it to sound like, okay, it's my anniversary. So I came with the idea. I actually played the keyboards. I called Azello. I said, yo, man, fix these keyboards for me. So he fixed them up.
Okay.
And I had a bass player named Charles Baldwin, who's
Okay.
played with Emerald Live, Rochelle Farrell, Grover Washington. Actually,
Hmm.
he's in the band with the Mesa with me now too. Um, and my son is actually playing guitar on it too.
So
So what
you.
I did was I played the keyboards, I put it all together. I said, okay,
Uh-huh.
now how do I get this song out? I know it's not my song. So I'm real good with a lot of the guys from friends from Maze, Frankie Beverly and Maze.
Hmm.
So I called Carl Wheeler, who is actually one of the writers with Raphael Sadiq. And I called him up. I said, hey, man, listen, I did a remake of your song. He said, send it to me. So I sent it to him. He was like, yo, it's hot. I like it. And that's
Good.
what it is. That's how it came. And you
Good.
know,
Good.
I did it like that. Yeah.
Hmm. Well, your stuff, your tunes really sound really nice.
Thing. Well,
Really.
I'm gonna tell you about this record, and I said this in a couple other interviews. I had to decide which direction I wanted to go for
Hmm.
this record, and I did it for me too, but I did it for people to listen. If they my motto is they can't bob their head to it, it's not gonna work. Because most people want to be able to sit there and bob their head to the music and have a little groove to it. So that's what I made this record. Now the next record I do may be me playing other more intricate music or more music as far as like maybe time signatures or whatever. I don't know yet. So I'm focusing on this record now as far as the direction I want to take this record. You know. So I decided just to make this record more groove oriented and let people understand. And I've been getting great feedback from it.
Yes.
So,
It,
and I
it,
let people hear like snippets of other stuff. They're like, "Man, you did that?" I said, "Yeah, I did it." They're like, "Wow," you know.
well, you're doing a good job. Let me take a second
Mm,
and let's say hi to some of our Facebook fans and friends out
okay,
there. We have Sandy Sykes. Hi,
okay.
Sandy.
How you doing,
Thanks
Sandy?
for joining in. Ed Payton. Pen,
Ed, Big Ed, Big
you
Ed.
know
That's my
Ed?
buddy, Big Ed. Yeah,
Okay. And then we have your friend Carlos Devon.
Big Unk.
He said he's watching Homeboy. Okay.
That's my buddy. Yeah.
Okay. And then we have Barbara Berger, and she's my friend from West Virginia. Hi,
Okay.
Barbara. Michelle Ray. Hello from Jersey. Hi, Michelle. Corey Austin.
Mhm.
Hello, Corey. We have Rena Chanel. Hey,
Uh,
Rena. You are worthy. We have Gerald James. Hello, Six James. How
hey,
you
what's up,
doing,
bro?
Gerald? Now, Gerald was related to my husband, Fat
Okay.
Larry. Uh,
Okay.
I
Yeah.
haven't talked to him in maybe a couple years, but hi,
Right.
Gerald.
Hey, Gerald.
Matt Green, thank you so much for your support. We always can count on you. Thanks for joining in. Carol Burnett, thank you, Carol. Carol says she loves your music.
Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Okay?
But I hope she likes the rest of it, just not that one.
She is
You know.
gonna love it. If she loves that, she's gonna love it.
Right.
Okay? Okay. Harfez Young, he says, hi, no formula for music.
Right.
Hi, Harfez, and thank you for your support. Um, we have Marcy Francis.
Hey,
Love you
Marcy.
always, Tim.
Yeah, that's my buddy, Marcy.
Marcy,
Yeah.
hi, Marcy.
Yeah.
And we have Derek Baldwin, Mr. Hudson,
Hey, D.
and
What's up, bro?
Carlos said, "Hey, Doris, glad you're back. I've been back for a couple weeks, Carlos. You just didn't tune in.
That's Unc
But
for you.
I'm
That's
glad I'm
him.
back too."
That's him. That's definitely him.
Whittington still. Hi, Whittington. How are you? Yeah. Okay. And we have Patricia Warlow. Hi, Pat. How are you?
Yeah.
Okay. And Patricia Atkins. I'm listening. Thank you
Okay.
all for joining in tonight. It's been rough, for Gil and I, trying to change everything over and get everything done. It's been rough for all of us, period.
Right. It has.
Dealing with the pandemic and the social distance and natural disasters happen. It's just
Right.
one thing after another. But with God's strength, we're gonna keep this going.
Right.
Okay. Now, you played with so many musicians, and tell me your favorite musicians that you have played with.
Woo. Okay. You know what? I'm being honest with you. Right now,
Don't say all of them, because I
no,
know
no.
all of
I'm
them.
gonna tell you. I'll tell you what. I like playing. My. I like so many musicians for different things.
Okay. Okay.
Like I'll tell you, Richard Tucker is, he's a good friend of mine. I love playing with him. We play together all the time.
It's your touch.
Actually, he's on the record too.
Yeah.
We see Charles Baldwin, Stacey
Oh.
McGee, Earl Beasley. I like playing with so many people.
Okay.
But if I had to go, like if you ask me about the artist that I played for,
Okay.
we can do that. But home, I like playing with all my friends.
Okay.
I love playing because for me it's more like we play, we laugh, we joke.
Steve Morrison.
It's fun to me. It's fun, playing with my friends. But if you want to ask about, you know what?
Come on.
Each artist, I put it like this: I enjoyed each artist for a certain thing, whether it was for traveling, learning music, learning other things, but I can't say who my favorite artist playing with was for, because I liked them all.
Okay.
I never really had bad run-ins with them. From what I hear, they all like me. Like I see Russell Tompkins from the Stylistics all the time.
Okay.
And if I see somebody like, man, Russell loves you, Gerald loves you, Mesa loves you, Gerald will tell me, yo, man,
Yeah.
Alex Young, he loves you. All
Yeah.
these musicians like me. So I can't really say who's my favorite right now.
Okay.
But I learned from each one of them.
Well, that's good. That's good.
I learned from, even now, I'm still learning from each musician that I play with,
Okay.
and that's all I can say. I can't say who's my favorite because I like playing with them, but I can't say who's my favorite. I can't say it because like I said, I like playing with everybody.
Well, that's okay, and that's understandable, because if you play with so many, first of all, you enjoy playing,
Yeah.
You enjoy playing. It doesn't make no difference who you play with. You just enjoy playing.
Right.
That's understandable.
Right.
Okay, so you've had you play the drums with, so there's been so many other drummers that okay.
Yeah.
Brother was really influential in your learning process.
Right.
Okay, and there's been others that's been influential in your learning process.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
You've now taken that learning process now, and you're doing your own thing.
Right.
Okay, you're doing your own, because you've been doing it for a long time, and maybe you said to yourself, I've been doing this for others so long that now I want to do it for myself. I want to learn and do something for me.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and that's when you put the singles out, and you're hopefully you're going to put a CD out in the near future.
Right.
Okay, now transforming from really playing for others or playing with us and putting something out on your own. Okay, how do you feel about that?
Well, yesterday was the first time I played my own song.
Really?
I did a virtual concert in DC yesterday with Azel Dixon, and
Oh yeah.
we played Live and Laugh, and it actually worked out. It worked out. I was pretty surprised, you know, for the first time. Like, this is not this good. It's pretty good, you
You're
know.
excited? Come
Yeah,
on.
yeah,
You're
yeah.
excited?
I was excited. I was excited. I'm like, yeah, I'm playing my own song now,
Right. That's right.
So even though I played on Azel's, I did Azel's last two records for him, and he played on he played on Anniversary, and I did a remake of Stay too, Shaka Khan Stay.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so Azel played on that one too. So I you know, I was happy about it. I was like, and actually some of the guys, was other guys like, man, that's a hot track. I was like, okay, well, they like it. I like it.
Okay. Well, what does it mean? I hear a lot of people say, I guess I really know, I love to dance, so I guess dancing, the music has to be right for me to dance. But what does
Right.
it mean when they say you play right in the pocket? What does that really mean?
Well, pocket is it's a spot where you have that point where you have it grooving and it's like you bobbing your head. Your
Uh-huh.
time is together. Like, drummer's job is to keep time. You can't speed up, you can't slow down.
Hmm.
Not playing all over the place until it's your turn. Like if you
Well, not,
like
not, okay, I
I'll
got
tell you,
you. Hmm.
like one of my favorite drummers
Hmm.
is one of them, because I like a lot of them, is my brother took me to see Al Jarreau, and I saw Ricky Lawson and Doc Gibbs playing.
Okay,
And
okay.
Doc was like, that's how you be in the pocket. And I was like, in the pocket? You know, I'm like, yeah, in the pocket. Yeah. So I listened to it and I said, man, he's just keeping a straight beat and he's got the music grooving. That's what
Hmm.
it is. You know, how
Okay.
you make it feel,
Hmm.
understanding where to put stuff at. Not saying that if you're playing, think, look at, if you're playing certain style of music, every style of music has a pocket. So that's what people don't understand. Um, you have to find that point where it grooves and stay there. Don't move.
Okay.
Keep it at that groove and keep it going. That's what the pocket is.
Okay. Well, I can understand that, like, because when I'm dancing and
Right.
I like the groove and I can keep, you know, and if they change the groove all of a sudden and I'm dancing off an R and B song and they change it and go into uh, a jazz song all of a
Right.
sudden and I just stop.
Takes the whole groove away.
Yeah. So
Right.
I understand that. Okay, so now what are your goals now? What are your goals? At this time, we may be in the house for the next year. Yeah.
Well, one of my goals is definitely to keep the music coming in, writing more songs, um, doing that, finishing school. That's one thing I'm hoping to finish by November. That's my goal. You know,
Okay.
I mean, I keep track of where I'm going at with that. But as far as the music thing, I definitely want to probably start making music for the next CD, or actually writing something for somebody else.
Yeah.
Doing that. You know, once people find out that I did it, like, yo, man, I want you to write me a track. Okay, I'll do it for you. We'll work the budget out and everything later on. But just working on perfecting the craft of writing and perfecting my craft of playing, because that's what
Hmm.
I'm really known for. You know,
Hmm.
playing. So that's what I definitely want to do now.
Now, let me say hi to Tina Wu.
Oh, what's up, Tina?
Tina
Yeah.
Wu. Okay. I want to say hi to Felicia Hutson.
Okay. That's
Hi,
that's my
Felicia.
son's mom. Yeah.
Yeah. And I want to say hi to Johnny Croom.
What's up, Johnny? Yeah.
Okay. Now, something I was getting ready to ask you. Yeah, you have three sons.
Yes. Yes.
Okay. Are all of them in music?
They all play, but well, right now the oldest one, he's really into it now. He plays actually like I told you, he played on Anniversary for
Okay.
me. He's playing guitar on that, and he's practicing guitar. Actually, I think he's somewhere with my nephew right now at a gig somewhere.
Okay.
So he comes out, he plays his guitar, takes his guitar everywhere with him. So
Okay.
my youngest one, he's actually a phenomenal drummer, but he
Oh, great.
yeah, but
Great.
none of Doris, he wants to play basketball. And he's a very good basketball player. He's probably one of the best players in Philadelphia right now for 13-year-olds. Yeah, but he wants to play basketball. And my middle son, he can play drums, but he's at Howard University
Oh,
on a full ride school. So, they got their own thing. I'll be honest, I don't I never wanted, not saying I don't want them to be musicians, but I don't force them to be musicians because I'm one. I let them, as long as they on the right path of doing whatever they have to do for the future, I'm gonna help them. I'm gonna guide them. I'm gonna do that.
mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So they all do play. They all do play drums to a certain point, but then that's not what they're into. So I don't even force the issue on them.
No, but that's great. That's right, because they're making a foundation for themselves, and the
Right.
foundation, as you know, is going to school
Hmm.
and creating a career for themselves,
Right.
which is so very important. And then after they get that career, like in the pocket, okay,
Right.
then they still have um, the creative skills that if they want to play the drums,
Right.
they can
Mhm.
do that. Or if they want to play the guitar, they can
Right.
do that, you know. But first, we have to let them live their dream.
Right. Like
Yeah,
I had my
yeah,
dream was to play drums, so that's what happened.
yeah.
I focused on it. I practiced hard. I studied, did what I had to do. You know.
Okay. Well, Tim, I want you to take a moment out and do some shout outs to all these
Okay.
friends of yours,
Right.
because I'm sure they're listening in. But I want you to start with Mike Haraskin first.
What's
Haraskin.
up, Mike? That's I just talked to Mike
Yeah.
about a week and a half ago, 2 weeks ago. Yeah.
Okay. We want to do something on Mike. We got
Oh
to
yeah,
get it
yeah.
done.
Unfortunately, he's in not the greatest health, but you know, it's a bad situation. But he has friends that's thinking about him and everything.
We wanted them to know that.
Yeah, we're thinking about you, Mike. We're thinking
Yeah.
about you. Okay. So who else? Come on. Don't
Yeah.
forget Carlos. He's right. He's
Yeah.
probably
All
looking
right, yo.
right
All right. All right. Hey, Uncle. What's up? What's up? That's my man. That's my buddy.
now.
That's my buddy. Like I told you earlier, I remember seeing him years ago playing. With Harold Melvin. You know, I seen him play with Harold Melvin. So that's my man. That's my buddy. And he's on your radio. That's your. Is he on your radio show with you?
Yes,
Right.
Carlos
Okay.
is on. It's a radio station. Philly Live
Okay.
Radio is a radio station.
Okay.
He's on a Tuesday night from 8 to 11.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
And Saturday, same time from 8 to 11.
Right. I heard him. I think it was Tuesday. I listened to him for a minute because he's always getting on me. Listen to my radio station. I'm like, I'm gonna listen to it. So I took time out and I texted him as soon as I was on it. Let him know I was listening to him.
And Carlos, Carlos has been around for a long time. He's done so many things, but
Right.
he has found a new career
Right.
as a DJ, and
Yeah.
he's really, really good on
Yeah,
the
he's
radio.
good. I like. You know what?
Mhm.
I listened to his radio. I'm like, what song is this? I never even heard this song.
I
Where
know he goes back and he's researched these songs that none of us heard of before,
right.
and he puts time into his craft.
Right. Like
You know?
like anything, like I tell people all the time, I was teaching for a while, home in the school, certain music schools. And I used to tell the kids all the time, you gotta practice. That's the only way you're gonna get better. Because they would say, well, how you do that? I said, I still practice. I tell them I still practice now.
Yeah.
So you have to practice and put your time into it. I
And
think what it is, a lot of the kids, they see the glamour you on stage and,
no,
playing. They
don't
don't
want
see the hard work and the long hours you got to put into it,
to.
you know.
And making no money, you know.
Right, exactly.
Years ago, we didn't make nothing. We had the
Right,
life, we didn't make anything.
right.
But, I really think that a musician,
Mhm.
uh, what, any occupation really, but musicians nowadays, since you can't, you can't perform, you
Right.
know, you have a lot of skills that you can utilize.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
And you need to sit down, get a pencil and paper, and put those transferable skills together that you can utilize at this point in your life. The
Right,
pandemic is not going to last forever, and for those of us who survive, we'll be able to move forward. There's a lot
right,
of things being a musician that you can do, you know. You can like go back to school. If you can't read, you can learn how to read,
right,
you know.
right.
You can get on Zoom now and you can have all these rehearsals and concerts and stuff on Zoom, and you
Hmm.
can network with each other much better than you could before. You can even get together now on Zoom and write songs. Get
Right,
four or
yeah,
five of you and put songs together.
right,
You could so many things that you can do now. You can update your website,
right.
okay, and your Facebook page, and you can go in and register your song with one of those publishers, BMI, or
BMI, ASCAP, yeah, yeah.
there's so many things that you can do so that when this is over with, you are ready.
Right.
Is
Now,
that
now, now
right?
that's one reason why, like I told you, I took time out to when I did this record. So, okay, it's over. Let's go. Because I play a lot of the artists that I play with. Um, they'll let you play your song on stage. They will. Like I didn't notice, but on Sundays, Mesa has a karaoke live,
Okay.
and I was Sunday. I don't know what I was doing something Sunday, and Carl Cox calls me up and says, "Yo, man, Mesa blowing our songs up." So I went Monday to listen to it. The first song she played was mine. She played Carl's song. She played a couple of songs. Then she played my song. Then she played Carl's song again. She played a couple of songs. She played my song, and she talked about us the whole time.
Isn't
You
that
know,
great? That's
right,
great.
right. So she's the type of artist that like a lot of artists I work with, they will help you out when it's time to do your thing. Because when I told her, when I said she was very happy about me doing that. She asked me, I didn't know you did that. I said, yeah. I said, it's me and Carl. And everybody's like, yo, man, she playing your music. I'm like, wow. You
That's
know,
that's great. Well, how about some inspirational words for anyone out there that is thinking about becoming a drummer, becoming a keyboard player, or getting into music? What kind of inspirational words would you give them?
um, first thing, take it serious. If you really want to do it, you got to take it serious. First thing, practice.
Hmm.
Get as much information as you can because you don't want to be stuck in one spot with music. Like I explained to you earlier, I get called to do all kinds of gigs. Like one day I might do a jazz gig, the next day I might do a salsa gig, or I might do a hip hop gig, or R&B gig. So my main motto is understand the basics of all styles of music. You'll work forever because you can't be the best at all of it. You can be good at it, but you won't be the best at it because it's music is so um,
Hmm.
big the area of the world. It's different parts of music from Africa. Like I'm into Frela music. Frela Kuti. I like that. I tell somebody like, "What is that?" And I got to play it. Oh, I heard that before. So I listen to all kinds. I even listen to classical music sometimes. You know, so my advice to any musician, young musician, learn as much as you can, practice, and listen to the older musicians that's trying to help you because all
Yeah.
they're trying to do is get you ahead. Like I told you, a lot of musicians that I used to play with, locally, like I told you, I hated playing with Steve Green, but he hollered at me because he was like he hollered at me over the same thing over and over again. But
Yeah,
it made me that
but
type
you
of
did it
drummer.
right. Yeah.
right, to do that. Foster child used to holler at me all the time. You know, you better learn that reggae beat. I'm like, yeah, oh, yeah, yeah. But I learned it, and somebody called me to play a reggae beat. You know, I could play reggae. So I think that you should just actually take time out and study as much music as you can.
Okay.
You know,
Okay. Well, I
and
want
actually don't even be afraid. Don't like
to be
don't be
afraid.
afraid to jump in and just do it. Like, I tell people all the time, no, I can't. No, you can do it. How you get better is doing it. You know,
Mm. Yeah.
So if you go out, like I tell, I tell kids all the time. Like when I was playing at Relish, I used to tell kids to come up and play all the time because this is where you get the experience at. You can
Yeah.
practice at home all you want, but the experience is on that stage. And some kids would come, some kids wouldn't, but the kids that would come, you could see the difference every time they came.
Okay.
And I would talk to them and try to tell them, you got to do this, work on this, work on that, or I tell you what, call me. We'll talk about it over the phone, or come by my house. We'll sit here and practice a little bit. I'll do that all the time.
That's great. That's good. And I'm glad that you and I and Gilbert is over here.
Right.
We had a chance to sit down and connect, and we'll stay connected. And
Definitely, Doris. Definitely,
if we
definitely.
can do anything to help promote your songs, then we're here to do that.
I
That's what we
appreciate
do.
that. Right.
Okay. And I want to say thank you for appearing on the show tonight.
Thank you. Thank you for having
And
me.
I mean, it's just experience. I thought I knew most of the drummers in Philadelphia, and now meeting you. So
Right.
I'm excited about our relationship, and
Yeah.
I'm excited about the fact that maybe we can help each other.
Definitely.
Okay.
Right.
That's
Okay.
this. It's all about networking and helping each other to get ahead. That's
Okay.
how. That's the one way to look at it. I think so.
Okay. And Facebook next week. Well, first of all, I want to say thank you for joining us this week. We try to get here as many Thursdays as we can now throughout the situation that we're in. But next week, I have Angela Burton. And
Okay. Yeah.
Angela, Angela
Yeah.
Burton.
Yeah.
And she'll be on the show next week. And she has so many a lot of stuff, information to give us about her career. And she's been working forever also. And she wants to be able to talk to you about her musical journey. And we're anxious to hear what she has to say. Okay? So join us next Thursday at 8 o'clock with Angela Burton. And I want to thank all of you again for joining in. And Tim, I'll call you in a few minutes. Okay?
Thank you, Doris.
Don't forget to vote. Okay?
Definitely.
Okay. Okay. Thank you all. Bye
Bye
bye.
now.
Good night.
Okay. Bye.
Bye.
Night night.